There's 200 of them now. I'm gonna let you.
Wait just a second.
That's from all over the United States that all you kids and grandkids have given to us. All these in here. There's I don't know how many states, but an awful lot of states in there. There isn't many we don't have.
In some foreign countries.
We don't have Minnesota, I don't think. Yeah, and there's foreign countries in here. I don't know where we're gonna put this.
So why did you get started? How'd you get started on collecting bells?
The temple bell. Ross, well Ross brought, when the Logan Temple was rededicated, why, they had a memorial temple bell. And he brought it. And then I mentioned that I'd like to, where is it, Don? I don't know where it is. Anyway, he brought that temple bell. Here it is. And I thought, gee, that'd be nice. So Don, I mentioned it, and then the second one was the apple. Where is it, Don?
Right now on the second shelf over on this side.
And then Grandpa
Oh,
got,
the brass apple?
The other,
It's a
in the
brass.
other one there.
oh, right here. And he saw this and thought that was so unusual, because it's an apple. So he got that, and that got started. And then we just found that it was a nice way to, he started bringing it in when we go on a little trip, why we'd get one. But there's 200, there's some from Malaysia, Thailand, there's from all over. And that one from Oklahoma is one I didn't have. So, that's one thing I like to collect. Now, these are dolls that Aunt Pearl made here, in here. And these are just
You better
special.
unlock that room.
Hmm?
You better unlock that room before you shut it. There.
So, we got a thimble from Jerusalem, and a little nativity that our lady we home teach from Bethlehem. She brought it. That suffice?
Now tell us about like the furniture and stuff in here you guys have created, your lamps and your cards and the...
Explain your lamps, honey.
Well, that one over there at the end of the fireplace was my first one. I went down to a little town Tropic to plumbing and heating in the school was being built there. And I could only get home every other week. So this one weekend, I was down there, they had state conference. And Hugh B. Brown came down, he was the speaker. And I can still see him standing up behind the pulpit, and he said, "Now you young folks, or you old folks, and close your arms across the little shelf Mother Nature's given you and go to sleep if you want to. I'm going to talk to the young folks." Anyway, his subject was beauty comes from adversity. And I was thinking about that. I thought I was having adversity. So after the conference was over, I went up a canyon and I found that stick of wood. And I would whittle on it after supper at night while I was working down there. And I made that lamp. And that's my first one that always reminded me that beauty can come from adversity. And the one over there came soon after that. And then this one here
That's out of red cedar, isn't it, Don?
Yeah, that's red cedar over there, and this is juniper here. You can see the curve of the wood at the base. That was down the white line away, or the line away. I made quite a lot of them, and they're scattered around here and there and everywhere. This was about the last one I made out of Norris wood, and then I started making them on my lathe. And I made try to be lamps on the lathe, and then I started making candlestick holders.
Yeah. He made.
A lot of them out of fruit wood, and some of them out of lowly old Russian olive.
There's some exotic woods in there too.
There's some, except for a lot of made out of redwood burls. And one or two made from pecan trees from my father's pecan orchard. And there's one in there, a crooked one in the middle there that twisted. Was a little twig growing up out of a cemetery down in North Carolina. We went down there looking for genealogy for Grandma to visit with Chris and with Judy and her family. And there's one in there that Eric brought me from Japan. Most of them I've made out of native woods around. Some are made from myrtle wood, which grows in one county of Oregon and one of the northern counties. That's about all I got to tell you.
So we made the little wagon there, and it really works. It's
Every piece of it, didn't he?
huh?
He made every piece, even.
Yeah, he made everything in it. And that one, and then he made this. And he also made the little bitch.
What we have him tell us
Another
about.
item that I made that's been in Grandma's fireplace was the stove.
The brass wood box there, Grandpa hammered that by hand. It was just a sheet of brass, and he hammered it for me for Christmas and to shape it. Every one of those little dents in it is a hammer thing, and he even had to roll the edges and everything. So he made that for me. I'll tell you, I went to an auction at the Hotel Ben Lomond when they were phasing it out, and I wanted a wood box. So I saw this big old black kettle up in there and started bidding on it. I thought it'd make a beautiful wood box, you know. But I told myself I could only bid $35. So they wouldn't let you go over and touch them. They were all roped off. It was kitchen supplies. So I bid, and I had to stop at 35, and a woman and her son bid higher. But I promised myself 35, you know. And when they turned it over, it was sterling silver, and it was the official big punch bowl at the hotel. And I just I just cried. I felt so bad because I didn't know it was silver, sterling silver. And so he made the wood box out of brass. Oh, I thought that was pretty nice
I
of
made
him.
the wood box to try to take the place of the punch bowl that you felt so bad about.
And Grandpa made the stove in it. And I made the fireplace. Everything in this room has a story behind it. everything. The big copper pan there, Mariano and Yolanda brought it from Mexico, gave it to us. The clock is an antique from Germany, bought by a soldier after World War II. And,
The balloon. That right there?
Mm-hmm. And it
Tell them
had,
why they call it.
it had 2 or 3 coats of paint on it, and it took me a year to, with a nut pick to scrape all the paint out of it.
Tell them how they used to wash then.
Well, Grandpa had it out in his shop with old nails and stuff in there. That's what he was using it for.
So which grandpa?
Grandpa Stevens, my grandfather Stevens. And this, you'll note that Don says, wouldn't you like me to replace this? This one right here, he's just bent a wire because it came off. And I says, no sir, my grandpa put that on that and it's a wire, it's going to stay. So that
How about the stuff behind you?
collected. But lamp on this side, very in the back, was the first lights I had when we moved back to Roy. We didn't have any electricity down here, and that was the only light I had in our house for, I guess we were without power for 3 months, or we had power, so that was the only only light I had. The third one here with the flowers around the chimney is hand blown, and it was my grandmother's, Elizabeth Crump Stevens. It was her lamp back in the 1890s, and it's crooked. It's not perfect. The little red lamp back in the corner here, that's from the old Hotel Biglow, which was going, it became the Hotel Ben Lomond and that, you know. It was built in 1924, the year I was born, and that was their lamp. And then when it changed to Hotel Ben Lomond, it became candle. They just put a candle in it. Sandy, this one right up here, Sandy brought from England. And let's see, the rest of them are just antiques that we've picked up from different places. This came from Malaysia. Stacy brought that. These are Elons, and they were brought back for a friend of ours who went on an African safari. Brought that to us. This was from Korea. Don's nephew was the first mission president in Korea. He brought that. This is from Japan. Eric brought that. And this one here is the one we found in a cemetery in North Carolina. And Grandpa made the candlestick out. Now you need to know in these. This is Don's mother and father's mementos. All of these are. These are my mother and father's. And this one. This is their missionary Bible. Whoops. And these are things from my grandmother and grandfather and Pearl. Some of them are pretty old. The books are all old from my father. This was a little tea set that the neighbor lady gave to me when I was about 8 years old. And of course I played with them and broke most of them. All those have a, okay, now these over here, this is grandmother Elizabeth Crump Stevens and my grandfather. This was June 1900. James and Monroe Stevens. These are mine. These are my first set of dishes I had. This is my Mrs. Aunt Ida's shell. The only grandmother you knew, Chris. This is her shell.
All right, that's it.
Hideaway place around through there. We call that the crow's nest.
Sure.
Do this first.
Yeah, we can do that first.
You shouldn't turn the pump on.
Do you guys have a song that's your song?
No.
No?
We first, one of our first dances, the alley cat. That, you know.
Well, usually with videos.
Anything in the 70s, you know, that was soft listening. Had lots of fun parties out there, haven't we? Walk that on through.
How much land do you live on? Is this an acre?
Hmm?
Is your house about an acre of land?
Half
How big?
acre.
It's a half acre.
You can see it's not done. We're still working on it.
That's garbage area down there.
Oh.
Probably not.
We won't get that. I do have to take a picture.
And I've been working on the things in here, so they're all topsy-turvy.
Oh, it's fine.
So I was standing on his corner.
Turn on a couple more lights, Dawn.
You have every tool you'd ever want, huh?
Well, no, not quite. I've got quite a few of them.
You do. I have a lot of memories playing in here.
You do?
Uh-huh. My favorite thing to do is to come and look in your wood pile. Have to get your picture in here. Since it's your wood shop.
And do what?
I just wanted to get your picture in the wood shop. Stand by one of your tools. And pose.
Maybe a better.
What is that? Is that
Table saw.
oh, that's a table saw?
I'm just fixing these. In 1975, probably, I started collecting them. And Grandma already had a few things, and so I bought a few others. Traded for some, wherever I could get them. My steel table there on the other side is covered with all kinds of gadgets for doing steel. That's where I built my 4 wood stoves.
Oh, cool. That's neat. Learn how to do all this stuff.
Oh, some of it I just picked up. I took a plumbing course down in Los Angeles,
Oh,
Frank
okay.
Wiggins Trade School, to get my basic plumbing. And then I took a little welding in night schools in Los Angeles area, and the rest of it I picked up along the way.
Wow. Neat. There we go. Oh, you can do it longer than that. That's good. You look like you're just as in love as Lacey and Kelly.
We are.
Good.
More so.
Good.